And here I wanted to actually do something as a little bit more of an extra step into the secret, and that is the recording of Mark episode 0. We're going to be doing this first. I like to see these behind the scenes things, so I think it should be pretty interesting. Let's check out what Mark has to say.
This is my first voice recording of this new camera that I bought for the new album, for my first ever solo album. Not bad. I'm just gonna say anything I want to this camera, okay? Remember this.
What was I saying about relatability? Like, this is the big thing I think that K-pop needs to start really getting into. Not only do they have this fashion icon kind of sense, relatability.
Day one begins now.
Alright. 드디어.
Pentax. Good choice.
이게 바로 뭔가 뭘 사야 할지를 좀 고민이 되긴 했는데 이거 괜찮은 것 같아. 오케이.
It's very good. It's very good.
일단 camera. then battery. 과연. 와, 딱이야. 오케이. Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Let's go. Ooh. Mode. Hello. 아, 오늘 이렇게 빈티지 이 카메라로 꼭
It looks a little bit old, eh?
약간 브이로그처럼 아니면 그냥 뭐 약간 영상 일기처럼 자주 녹화를 할 테니까 앨범 얘기도 좀 많이 하고 그냥 심심하면 틀고 약간 그런 느낌으로 나를 많이 다워볼게요. I'm excited.
I'm excited. Wow, yeah, this is how it used to sound. That's
지금
crazy.
현재로서는 어제 I made a new folder yesterday. A new folder. It's like wait for it. Miracle Mirror 보여요? Yeah. 여기에는 지금 이거 하나인데 이거 말고 더 많긴 하거든요. 근데 어제 이 새로운 폴더를 만든 이유는 앨범명을 또 하나 다시 생각한 게 있어요. 바꿨어요, 제가. 첫 번째 회의 때는 Man of the Mare였는데 약간 바다의 남자였는데 조금 뭔가
Still continues on from the most,
더 좋은 게
a
있을
lot
것
of sea-themed
같고
music.
의미 있는 제목이 될 수 있을 것 같고 뭔가 처음에는 이 앨범이 나에게는 배 같은 존재가 될 앨범이고 나는 바다를 건너고 싶은데 배가 필요한데 이 앨범이 나의 배가 돼주겠구나 해서 만드는 앨범이어서 Man of the Mare를 생각을 했었고 근데 그 바다가 나한테 무슨 바다일까 그리고 나는 그걸 건너야 하는 이유가 뭘까 해서 더 깊게 파고들었고 200 나오고 나서도 사실 그 의미를 찾는 게 더 길어졌고 더 깊어졌어요. 사실 200 끝에 나오는 쿠키 영상에도 난 뭔가 혼자 끄적끄적 뭔가 적고 있는.
You know, I remember back a while ago, there was when I used to do a lot of like writing classes. The ocean was very vastly used as a topic because the fact is that with the ocean there's a lot of different ways to go about it. And so I remember the practice that we always got to kind of help create a story is imagine you yourself or like a character and put yourself in the middle of the ocean without anything more than an oar or a boat and start thinking about how you or this character would develop their thoughts or your thoughts or how they would start to handle things like hunger and tired and being lost and kind of developing like the idea of like because the ocean is so vast you don't know like whether if your character can handle waves or not, or like storms, or maybe creatures of the sea. Like, it's such an open-ended theme that you have so much that you can write about, that it's a very solid place to start when you're thinking about writing. At least practice writing.
느낌이라던가 배를 만드는 모습을 상상을 하고 만들어 놓은 쿠키 영상이고, 그 주변 디자인들을 보면은 배, 뭐 바다 이런 관련된 그림들이 나와요. 그래서 그런 생각으로 Man of the Mirror를 아이덴티티를 생각하고 그런 쿠키 영상도 다 200대도 만들었고 했는데, 어쨌든 이게 되게 긴 프로젝트인 만큼 이 모든 게 다 나한테는 과정인 것 같아.
이 세상에는 결국엔 그 결과만 보잖아요. 뭐 노래가 나왔을 때 그 노래의 마지막 결과가 공개되는 거니까 세상은 다 그 공개된 마지막 결과만 보는 거고, 거의 그거만 알고. 근데 솔직하게 그냥 벌써 하나 써도 가끔, 진짜 가끔 한 번에 그냥 너무 좋게 나올 때가 있고, 한 계속 써보다가 그 중에 좋은 게 그냥 낚아챌 수 있는, 항상 그 정도의 과정이에요. 이 창의적인 마인드가 내가 주인이 아니에요. 얘가 주인이야. 그 얘가 오고 싶을 때만 나는 스탠바이가 되어 있어야 하는 느낌? 뭔 말이니? 나만 그런 것 같아. 근데 오늘은 주인님이 오시나요? 오늘은 그 영감이 오시나요? 그래서 오늘은 그 주인님이 오셨나? 한번 들어볼게요. 오늘 안 오셨네요.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
그래서 이 여정 끝에 결국에
I think creative writing blocks like that are the most important thing. And I know that sounds really crazy because you think maybe the story, the characters, the development, but I feel like that writer's block is one of the most important things, just because I feel like that it forces you after that to have to think about a varied way around it. And sometimes it's not fun, and some days it's not going to come and click, but you know, it's something that is more of a learning experience.
뭘로 끝날진 모르겠지만 그때 그 생각은 그랬고, 근데 결국에는 나도 다른 더 좋은 아이디어들이 생각이 나서 바다가 뭐
I know I'm pausing a lot, but you know, it's kind of funny what he just said, because to me, like, writer's block is a lot like a boss in Elden Ring or Dark Souls or Bloodborne, where like you will get to a boss and you just fight him and fight him and fight him and fight him, and he just keeps killing you and you just can't figure out his pattern, and you get so mad and you get so frustrated, you just say, I can't play this right now. And so you put down the controller, you turn off, you know, Elden Ring, and you walk away for a couple days, and then you come back and you beat it on the first try. And sometimes that's just how ideas are. Sometimes you just hit those roadblocks and then you come back after a couple days, setting it down, and it's just suddenly just right there. It's wild.
매일 불어일 거야. 근데 매일가 바다라는 뜻인데 그걸 거꾸로 하면 딱 램이더라고. 아직 어떻게 될지 모르겠고 사실 매일 고민이 되긴 해. 이번 앨범에는 뭔가 나의 I think I'm putting my everything into this. It's like every ounce of my spirit, and just like it's my first ever album.
부질없는 낙서 타임.
After 200 came out, I was like, I mean, even before 200 came out, I was like, I don't know why, but this album that I'm preparing. So there was another album that I first gave to my A&R, saying that this is, I think, an album that I can release as my solo album. But even when I had that album prepared, I was like, I had a feeling that something was missing, but I kind of ignored it because I was already obsessed with that album, the first album. But after 200 came out, and after I had a meeting with our A&R, and they gave their honest feedback, and I was like, oh no, like it felt like everything kind of had to start from scratch again. But because of that turning point, I got to fill in what I always knew was missing. And so now I just realized, okay, I'm being totally vulnerable with this album. I realized that that thing that was missing was what I really thought was my identity. And having that incorporated into the album again from scratch just kind of built a total different foundation for me. And so it's tough having to start over again, having to write each and every song again over. But at the same time, I'm really glad that I had that turning point.
This is exactly what I was saying when we were listening to it. Hua. One of the things that's the hardest is knowing that when you write a song, you have to, your music should scare you. At least that's my personal opinion. When it comes to writing music, it should force you to confront the things that you don't want to confront. It should be the things that, if someone brings it up in a conversation, you avoid that, having that talk. And the reason why I think it is because it will inevitably create that instant connection, that relatability.
It's about be your number, you're 106 and I'm 94.
Now I'm just ready to just make more songs and gather more songs and find more songs with this new foundation. And I'm ready to just put together an album now. I'm still not ready to show you the album yet. I'm speaking as if it's already done, but this is like, my mindset is already done. I just gotta manifest it now. I'm not sure yet, but anyways, yeah, this is what I think what I'm trying to say is, this entire process is like a life moment for me. And I'm learning so much about myself, and I'm learning more about the importance.
He's not wrong. He is done with it, just in a way that maybe he's not recognizing quite yet. I feel like whenever I sit down to write anything, I already have the entire idea done. And usually it's like, this is how I want to start it, this is like the big bullet points, and then this is the ending. And to me, that's kind of what it sounds like where he's at. Now, the interesting thing is that what he has to do now is that he has to fill in those small blanks that actually make up the story. That's why it feels like that it's done, but it's not.
Of this album and how much it means to me, and how much I want it to have meaning to the world as well, to everyone who's who knows me and who's waiting for this album as well, regardless of the outcome and the result, and how the world interprets this. To me, this is my first ever solo album, and having a solo album was something that I've always dreamed of even before I debuted, and this is really like that meaningful for me. And so I know that it makes it that much more worth it and meaningful for me to be totally honest with this album. And so, like I said, this is I think I've never put this much of my creative energy and my personal, honest energy into something before ever in my life.
It's very tiring to do that too.
And I'm 25 now, and I think, this was all kind of meant to be for me to, prepare this album at this specific time of my life. All this, I'm just saying this into the camera right now because it's a video diary. I'm actually very, very excited and anxious at the same time. I think I did a lot of talking today, the first day that I unboxed this new camera. So this was just the start. Anyways, I'll be seeing you guys often through this screen. So, see you guys. Get ready. Coming soon, guys.
Yeah, I like that. This is the kind of stuff that I really enjoy. Thought processes and patterns and seeing how people get to where they're at is actually one of my favorite things, especially when people are super creative, because I feel like, in the sense, there's the old saying, like, to me, it's like the idea and the old saying of the rising tide lifts all boats. And I feel like if you are a creative person and you can watch other people be creative and solve their own creative puzzles, like such as making an album, I think it lifts everybody else up if they're willing to listen. That's the true part. Very cool. I like this. Maybe we start doing this as part of a series to start and watching Mark do this. Let me know what y'all think about this. We'll discuss this down in the comments below. Thank you, and bye, Victus.